Good morning. Thanks for joining us on the press, reaching you live from our Abuja studio. I am Anire, Binitie. Yes, indeed, it's always wonderful knowing that you are there at this moment, just waiting to get attached to the show, waiting to see me come here and be part of the conversation. Today promises to be interesting, as usual, the way we do it, Monday to Friday on the press. This is where you get in-depth analysis of issues from the front pages of our national daily. And yes, I have guests in the house who will do justice to our topic today. Well, if you follow trends, you follow the stories, you follow what is happening in Nigeria, you can actually guess what we shall be talking about today. It is important that once the phone lines are opened, you key into that opportunity and ensure that you call in and be part of the conversation. I really want to hear what you have to say about this particular unfolding in the nation right now. Please do call in. You can only call in once you see the phone lines on your screen. I've had situation, I don't know if it happens with other anchors on the show or hosts on the show. I have people call in 20 missed calls, 21 missed calls before it is time to call in, and once the phone lines are open, I barely or hardly see anyone call in. Am I complaining? No. Knowing that you were there watching the show sometimes is more than enough, but I would really appreciate if you call in at the right time so we can have you be part of the conversation. So the way we do it on the show is the way we'll do it this morning. We'll start with the weather, and of course we'll progress to the front pages and take a break to welcome in our guests. I'm expecting two. I've seen one this morning, hoping that the other one is right now in the studio, just waiting for the appropriate time to join the conversation. All right, let us begin the show with our weather report this morning, and we're starting with Edo State. I love to start right there, which is the direction of my compass right here on the show. Edo this morning started at 76 degrees Celsius by 8 a.m. But right now it is 79 degrees Celsius in Edo State, just a few minutes past 9 a.m. By 10 a.m. is expected to rise to 82 degrees Celsius. You can actually see the sun peeking out of the cloud there. It's going to be sunny, mostly cloudy in Edo State. By 11 a.m., 82 will increase to 84 degrees Celsius, while by 12 p.m., it will be 86 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, rainy conditions are expected around 4 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 4 miles per hour. Highs at 87 degrees and lows at 74 degrees Celsius for Edo State. The next state of focus is Delta. Delta State is going to be mostly cloudy today. Right about now in Delta State, it is 80 degrees Celsius. By 10 a.m., it's expected to rise to 83 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., 86 degrees Celsius. By 12 p.m., 87 degrees Celsius. Rainy conditions expected around 1 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 6 miles per hour. Highs at 88 degrees Celsius and low at 74 degrees Celsius. Away from Delta, let us take a look at Bayelsa. Bayelsa is the next neighbor to Delta. Mostly cloudy conditions are expected in Bayelsa today. Meanwhile, rainy conditions are expected around 1 p.m., while wind gusts are up to 6 miles per hour. In Bayelsa right now, it is 81 degrees Celsius. By 10 a.m., it's expected to rise to 84 degrees Celsius. It will rise further by 11 a.m. to 85 degrees Celsius, and by 12 p.m., 87 degrees Celsius. Highs at 87 degrees Celsius and lows at 74 degrees Celsius for Bayelsa State. Away from Bayelsa, let us take a look at Rivers. Rivers is up next on our weather report this morning. Rivers, mostly cloudy, with highs at 86 degrees Celsius and lows at 74 degrees Celsius. However, rainy conditions expected around 1 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 6 miles per hour. It is 80 degrees Celsius in Rivers right now. It will rise to 83 degrees Celsius by 10 a.m. and 84 degrees Celsius by 11 a.m. and 86 degrees by 12 p.m. Away from Rivers, let us take a look at Enugu. Enugu is next after Rivers. Right now in Enugu, it is 79 degrees Celsius. By 10 a.m. is expected to rise to 81 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., 84 degrees Celsius. By 12 p.m., 85 degrees Celsius. And by 1 p.m., 87 degrees Celsius. You can see the sun peeking out of the clouds there. It's going to be a sunny day. Meanwhile, wind conditions expected around 5 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 8 miles per hour. Highs at 88 degrees Celsius and lows at 74 degrees Celsius. Now, away from Enugu, let us take a look at Imo. Imo is 79 degrees Celsius right about now. Expected to rise to 81 degrees Celsius by 10 a.m. By 11 a.m., 83 degrees Celsius. By 12 p.m., 85 degrees Celsius. By 1 p.m., it will maintain the same status at 85 degrees Celsius. Wind conditions expected around 3 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 7 miles per hour. It's going to be mostly cloudy in Imo with highs at 86 degrees Celsius and lows at 74 degrees Celsius. We have more weather report for you today. Let us move on now to Lagos. Let us jet out to Lagos now. Lagos, this morning at about now, a few minutes past 9 a.m., it is 82 degrees Celsius in Lagos. By 10 a.m., it's expected to rise to 84 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., 85 degrees Celsius. And by 12 p.m., 86 degrees Celsius. Lagos is going to be mostly cloudy. However, windy conditions expected around 3 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 5 miles per hour. Highs at 87 degrees Celsius and lows at 77 degrees Celsius. Away from Lagos, let us take a look at Abuja. Abuja this morning, cloudy. Partly cloudy conditions expected sometime in the day. Wind gusts are up to 4 miles per hour. Right now it is 79 degrees Celsius in Abuja. By 10 a.m. is expected to rise to 82 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., 85 degrees Celsius. And by 12 p.m., 88 degrees Celsius. Ooh, the sun here in Abuja is something else, I tell you. Highs are expected at 90 degrees Celsius and lows at 71. That's the highest I've seen since today as we started with the weather report or forecast for the day. It is indeed very hot in Abuja, I tell you. The sun is like someone tunes it on and off, you know, and in worry. The way they say it, even like say the sun, there's an uncommon person. The sun, sometimes, in fact, I can't explain the feelings. I've never seen this type of sun in my life. I've lived in Nigeria for years. Abuja is different. Remember, I'm a visitor to this town. I'm new here. So the type of sun I've seen here, I've not seen it anywhere. If I can capture it and frame it so I can show it to future generations to come, it is really horrible. It is scourging right here. All right, let us see more weather report right here. Let us take a look at Plateau State this morning. Plateau, mostly cloudy, is expected today in Plateau State. Mostly cloudy conditions. It is 75% or 75 degrees Celsius, I beg your pardon, in Plateau State right now. By 10 a.m. is expected to rise to 79 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., 81 degrees Celsius. By 12 p.m., 82 degrees Celsius. And by 1 p.m., 83 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy conditions expected around 11 a.m. Wind gusts are up to 8 miles per hour. Highs at 83 degrees Celsius and lows at 63 degrees Celsius. Let us take a look at Benue. We have the forecast for Benue today. Benue is going to be mostly cloudy with highs at 93 degrees Celsius and lows at 76. However, it is 82 degrees Celsius right now in Benue. By 10 a.m. is expected to rise to 85 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., 88 degrees Celsius. And by 12 p.m., 90 degrees Celsius. That is for Benue. Let us take a look at Kano. Kano never disappoints. My city never disappoints. It's 79 degrees Celsius in Kano right now. You can see the sun. It started really sunny at daybreak in Kano. 10 a.m. 85 degrees Celsius, 11 a.m. 89 degrees Celsius, 12 p.m. 91 degrees Celsius, and by 1 p.m. is expected to rise further to 93 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy conditions expected. Around now, wind gusts are up to 6 miles per hour. Again, highs at 94 degrees Celsius and lows at 65. And our final report, weather update today is from Kaduna. We have Kaduna right here. It's going to be partly cloudy in Kaduna, but right now it is 79 degrees Celsius. By 10 a.m. it will rise to 84 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m. 87 degrees Celsius, and by 12 p.m. 90 degrees Celsius. Sunny conditions expected around 12 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 4 miles per hour. All right, that is our weather forecast report for today. Let us go straight on now to what the front pages are saying. And I will start this morning with The Punch. The Punch newspaper says, governors battle Wike as PDP factions jostle for control. That is the screaming headline on the front page of The Punch this morning. And we have more read on page 2 of the paper. Just beside the mass fresh travel tax scheme worth $1 billion sparks protest. Fresh travel tax scheme worth $1 billion sparks protest. Page 24. And of course, the trending story, Tinubu moves to appoint new ambassadors amid U.S. tension. There's a rider, President meets Turgot today. U.S. federal government officials deep in talks. That's on page 2. We pray that the talks continue. This is our focus of discussion this morning as we take a look at the unfolding situation with the United States president, continued threat to Nigeria, as it were. We need to take a look at this. We can't stop talking about it because everywhere you go, this is the trending story in the lips, in the hearts and mind of Nigerians. Not just Nigerians alone, but the entire world is focused on Nigeria at this moment, and it is important that the federal government and the United States meet to continue to, discuss issues so they do not escalate going by the threats from the United States. All right, we'll move on. Dewey joins APC, tax PDP sinking ship. It's so funny the way politics is done, if you ask me, in Nigeria. A party brings you into power and recognition, and midway you drop the party and suddenly you have something negative to talk about the party. It's something I don't understand. I'm not a politician, though I'm a daughter of a staunch politician, but never been into it. But the more I look, the more I see, and something tells me somewhere along the line I may just get involved, because like we always say, or like I say, when I have the opportunity, the change that we seek for will start with one person. That is why I believe in my Nigerian dream, not the Nigerian dream, because it can be vague, it can be confusing, but if you have a dream as a Nigerian, then definitely there is a purpose of direction, and indeed it is important that we all get involved in deciding our future. All right, we have more on the front page of The Punch. Governorship poll, Amopatan visit Anambra, parties sign peace accord. OPS Labour reject 20,000 naira note. OPS Labour reject 20,000 naira note. In fact, the entire world should join to reject this, because if it happens that we wake up one morning and we have a 20,000 naira note, then it means, I don't know if I'm permitted to say that, then economically this country is done for. That's my opinion, it is done for. I tell you, I remember watching videos of an African country. There's one of the latest videos on social media where a foreign national actually came into this nation in Africa to do like a documentary. It came in with the United States dollar, and by the time it was changed into the country's currency, they actually put the money in a wheelbarrow. This video dropped like 5 years ago, and I said to myself, this will never be Nigeria. I felt for the entire day it was the only thing on my mind. I couldn't erase that documentary from my mind. It bothered me so much, and I said, this will never be Nigeria. Unfortunately, 5 years down the road, it appears we're almost getting there. Neighboring countries where our Naira reigns supreme, their currency has surpassed the Nigerian currency. It's in London. I remember going to Cotonou to buy things to sell as my side hustle. When you go with the Naira to exchange the Nigerian currency, in fact, you can barely carry your bag. But these days, what's the story? Or are you talking about Ghana? Everything has changed. So for me, we do not need, this is not the solution to our economic problems. The denomination that we have should be left as it is. All right, I'm getting so emotional this morning, right? Okay, bear with me. NDLEA discovers new cannabis variant, California loud in Lagos. All right, AMPP blog sets tough terms to back Tinubu's 2027 bid. All right, let us move on now to our next paper this morning. Let us take a look at the Vanguard. The Vanguard is our next newspaper, and the screaming headline, Trump, NSA service chiefs meet as U.S. President intensifies threat. Our focus of discussion today. There are lots of riders, says ground operations, air strikes could be part of U.S. attacks in Nigeria, says Trump. Chad shuts borders with Nigeria. Can you imagine? Chad shuts borders with Nigeria. All right, U.S. designation, consequence of incompetence. U.S. designation, competence, consequence of incompetence, says Obi. Governor Adeleke needs a diplomatic solution. Tinubu must not allow foreign military humanitarian violence. All right, we have more on the front page of the Vanguard. Anambra NEC vows enhance result management credible poll. Anambra INEC vows enhance result management credible poll. There's a rider, IGP warns IPOB ESN against disruptions. Security men shot PDP secretariat amid escalating tensions. NIRD fault federal government's welfare claims demands truth over fiction. Obakiolu to Lagos government, your demolitions must have human face. Shake up as Navy redeploys 65 rear admirals. After Ekiti 2027, after Ekiti, APC stakeholders more consensus option. All right, let us move on. Next is The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper this morning. Trump's threat sparks investor fears as economies split on impact. Trump's threat sparks investors' fears as economies split on impact. Page 6. Above that story, ADC slams Tinubu over Trump's military threat, rising insecurity. Page 3. PDP, police shot Wadata Plaza Legacy House as Mohammed assumes office. Togo, Niger, Benin, all Nigeria, $20 million US dollars for electricity supplied in 6 months. Please let them collect. Report blames government officials for 74% attacks on journalists. Resident doctors kick as federal government claims payment of 31 billion naira arrears. Shake up in Navy as Abbas redeploys 65 rear admirals. Damagum's camp tax defectors, betrayers, as Shetima welcomes Dewey to the APC. Up next is the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper. PDP crisis, Anyanwu's faction takes over National Secretariat. I resume today as acting chairman, says Abdullahi, as police shot party office. Page 16. Above the mast, stay away from Anambra election, IGP warns IPOB, ESN, others. In other stories, the federal government releases 50 exemptions reliefs under new tax reform laws. 15% petroleum tax. Premature import restrictions may lead to supply shortage, higher pump prices, LCCI warns. And on security, troops kill 19 bandits, fuel incursion into Shaimono local government area in Kano. Africa loses $135 billion annually to lead poisoning, WHO. I'll take that again. Africa loses $135 billion annually to lead poisoning, WHO. And finally, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, NSA service chiefs meet about Trump's stance on Nigeria. Pursue diplomatic solution, Obi tells federal government. U.S. claim reflection of incorrect intelligence, NOA. ADC kicks against U.S. military threat. Adeleke seeks peaceful engagement between Nigeria and U.S. Femi Ferry calls on Nigerians to unite against a foreign intervention. Opposition behind face-off, says Wiki. All right, let us move on. The next paper is The Voice of Liberty. Let us take a look at The Voice of Liberty. Christian genocide claims. Trump delegates senator to meet Tinubu today in Washington, D.C. as Trump snubs G20 summit in South Africa. Trump's military threat, Ribado meets security chiefs. Commissioner strengthens media partnership with Visitor Liberty Radio TV. All right. Police declare Shaware as wanted. Yoruba group slams Trump over false narrative on Nigeria. APC sweeps Southern Kaduna, secures a total political control. Governor Sani hailed for grassroots leadership party unity. All right, more papers. Let us move on. Let us move on now to the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust this morning. U.S. threat. What federal government should do. Diplomat. Rider, we have conveyed our position, House of Reps. Above that story, at 1,422 naira to a US dollar, naira records highest gain in October. It hurts me so much. I don't know. When I read headlines like this, or when I see reports like this, where the naira is being traded to 1,422, 1,500, 1,555 naira, and a year that it's a gain, or when it drops to 1,422 and the report is it's a gain, I totally do not accept this type of analysis. There is no gain here. It's a continuous loss, if you ask me, to the naira, because once upon a time in this nation, the dollar could not even stand or withstand the naira. I remember changing the US dollar to the, in fact, people would not even collect because the naira weighed more than the US dollar. This is no gain, if you ask me, is a continuous loss to Nigeria, especially the economy. Parties, voters reject a Niger local government poll. Bago's convoy attacked. 19 bandits killed in Kano as border attacks escalate. Pro-Wike NWC faction takes over PDP secretariat. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next paper, the Daily Monitor. The Daily Monitor this morning says, we won't resume duties until our demands are met. NARD insists. Says association's demands neither new nor unreasonable. NMA urges federal government to address resident doctors' demands. U.S. designation of Nigeria as CPC, consequence of incompetence, says Obi our focus of discussion this morning. All right, let us move on now to the next paper. The next paper is, okay, let us take a look at the leadership. The leadership newspaper this morning, it says Wike speaks as factions throw People's Democratic Party into disarray. Above the mast, doctor strike, I've been sent back. I can't afford private hospital, patient laments. Support Nigeria's democracy, don't invade US, don't invade us, African Democratic Congress tells Trump. Support Nigeria's democracy, don't invade us, African Democratic Congress tells Trump. After being declared wanted, Sowore says he plans to meet Lagos police chief soon. Defection, we're proud of you, Tinubu tells Bayelsa governor. All right, I think that's all we can take on our front pages this morning. You need to be part of our conversation today, because what we're taking a look at today affects you and I as Nigerians, and I want you to join my guest on set to discuss the issues, once the topic is showcased, and of course the phone lines are open. Make sure you call in. We'll take a break to usher in our guest, and when we return, the conversation. Stay with us.
world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information, you can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Reaching you live from the Abuja studios.
On The Punch for this morning.
The Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecasts, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on StarTimes, channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on KAFTAN TV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it.
I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, KAFTAN TV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing in your favor.
Instagram, KAFTAN_TV. KAFTAN TV. Imagine a beautiful world. In a world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information, you can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Reaching you live from the Abuja studios.
For Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecasts, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on StarTimes, channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on KAFTAN TV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it.
I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, KAFTAN TV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
we blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of
Yes, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us as we continue on the press this morning. I'm glad to let you know that I have a full house as my guests are well seated. Now to what we have to do today on the show, to the business of the day, as we take a look at Trump's intensified threats, consequences of incompetence, says Obi. Trump's intensified threats, consequence of incompetence, as we quote Obi. Now, there is no doubt that Nigeria is facing unprecedented insecurity situation in the nation with attendant carnage and shocking loss of lives and property. The question in the lips of all Nigerians is this the way to go? Is it so much that we now need a foreign attention to solve our internal internal problems? That is the question in the mouths of Nigerians and, of course, the global community. And today, we shall be taking a look as we discuss Trump's intensified threats to the nation. First, our analysis. Now, as Trump intensifies threats to move against Nigeria following allegations of Christian genocide in the country, there has been mixed reactions by citizens and people around the world. Recall the President of the United States has ordered the Pentagon to begin planning for potential military action in Nigeria as a step to up his allegations that the government is failing to rein in the persecution of Christians in the West African country. Amidst the uproar, Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has condemned the United States designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, describing it as a direct consequence of incompetent leadership and reckless governance under the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Citing Amnesty International's data showing over 10,000 deaths since May 2023, the former Anambra governor said the avoidable tragedy underscores the nation's leadership crisis. He added that while the insecurity did not start with the present government, what is most unfortunate is the absence of competence, commitment, prudent use of resources, patriotism, and passion on the part of the APC-led administration to effectively govern and protect Nigerians. These are issues that we are taking a look today at on the show, and to help us, analyze this matter this morning, I have my guest, Dr. Suleiman Salihu, who is a public affairs analyst and a friend. It's so nice to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being with you this morning.
And of course, I have Ismaila Babatunde, who is a public affairs analyst. Ismaila, it's so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, indeed. I have a mixed, youth, and of course, someone who is more older. Let me use that term to help us understand what is trending right now, what we are faced as Nigerians. And my focus is a statement credited to Peter Obi, who was the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election. Aside his own comment, I'm going to start with you, Doctor. I really want your reaction with the situation on ground. In fact, when the story broke, how did you receive it? Let us, get a feel of your take on this present situation with the United States and, of course, Nigeria as the focus.
Thank you very much. Let me tell you, first and foremost, I want our viewers to understand from which perspective I'm talking from. I'm a student of international relations. And when I had the news about Trump, since his first tenure, his second tenure coming as a president of the United States of America, I've known him better, how he thinks psychologically when it comes to global politics. And let me tell you, he uses a theory of carrot and stick, and he believes in conspiracy theory, you understand now? And he believes so much in the realist theories, but using the moralist approach to get what he wants.
How do you break that down?
Very good. He's a realist. He wants what he wants to achieve as a realist. Get what he wants through any means, but he will use the moralist approach to get what he wants. He will come with a human face, but undertone, he is going to use his might and power as one of the most greatest powerful nation on earth, you understand, to achieve that aim. But he will come with what? With, I will tell you, I will call it, the moral theorist, or I will call it the idealist theory. You tell you this is the ideal way of doing things. It is time for us to look at Nigerian with particular concern, and there is a particular concern with particular issues that is already at hand now. So let's look at it morally. But on that one, he has what he wants to achieve with Nigeria. First, we look at it. Before going to Peter Obi's comment, why this time now? Don't forget, I want every viewer to look at it critically. Last time, the Vice President was in the United National Assembly, and he said Nigerians support and they believe in two states affairs in each crisis between who? Israel and Gaza, Palestinian.
Okay.
So this is against the global theory of what? Of America, the West, and the Arab nations. We have knew quite all right the strong and powerful relationship between the Israel and the American government itself, and how they have been working symbiotically and affectionately. You understand now? They are twins in one, but in different container, balloon. So now what I'm trying to say here is that you have to understand from which context Mr. Donald Trump is talking. That is number one. Number two, Nigeria have just joined BRICS, and the BRICS is the opposite of what? Of the old world order, which is the American system, unipolar. Now, most nations are moving to the group, the group of BRICS. It tells you that, look, is Nigeria preparing to dump the dollars for the BRICS currency, for the BRICS economic system? This is it. And Trump is not finding it easy with the formation and what the progress, BRICS is making today. And that is number two. Number three, since the coming of Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has been aligning himself with who? With France, not even with the other countries in the world, America. No, you understand now. If you look at it, he is a little bit pro-Russia. Even though that relationship is not yet strong and confirmed, you understand now. Russia is indirectly telling Nigeria, look, you are still a wine in the old keg, you understand now. You're supposed to be refined at this stage. Be a refined product for the global consumption. Understand, and be on the global stage. You are still being dictated by your colonial master, UK, and with America, being influenced by America. So you look at this and other thing. And first, number four, you look at the scramble and partition of the resources in Africa, so in the Middle East, is now narrowing down to who? To China and Russia. With the powerful influence of what? Iran is now dictating that, look, you can establish your sovereignty within yourself and play your international politics within your own interest and say, push it on as far as you have what it takes to negotiate. It's win-win. So now, the Western, the American, the Western are now looking for what? For virgin land in Nigeria, where they get their oil, their gas, their mineral resources, and you have all these things. You're talking of lithium, you're talking of gold, you have them in Nigeria, all over the places. They knew quite well where you can find those things within. When you say Jack, they know where to get it. So, in your opinion,
Trump's threat at this particular time, his attention on Nigeria, is more personal,
it's
more economical than
anything in favor of Nigeria.
Is in favor.
Yes,
that is your take.
That is it.
Okay, I understand your stance. Okay, Ismaila, I really do want your take as we forge on analysis this morning.
Okay, you see, looking at this whole situation, it calls for a calibration for Nigeria in general, and we need to have a real deep thought about it.
Okay.
Because for me, I've looked at it in almost like 4 different angles: the area of security, the area of economic, the area of impact, and the area of the development. How is it going to affect ordinary Nigerians? For majority of the youth, some of them are actually in support of the U.S. invasion of Nigeria, while some are arguing that there is an hidden agenda undertoning this. So for those who are saying that they are not in support of the U.S. coming to Nigeria to do anything, because why would you want to come to Nigeria and do some of these things? Now you're already saying that you want to set up a base in River State, where we have our oil producing nation. So that is also a question that majority, some quarter of the youth are looking at. This insurgency is happening in the far north. So why not set up a base in the far north? Why are you now looking at River State, the oil-rich region? So that aside, on the other group of people who want the U.S. to come on board, are also looking at it from the angle of protection of life and property. Lives have really been lost. Is life not lost? Yes. they are. Is property loss damage? Yes. Is there religious persecution also? Well, that, for me, in my own opinion, we are all citizens, we are all human beings. Lives have been lost. Both the Muslims, both the Christians, both the non-believers or the traditional believers. Lives has been lost. That is what we should just focus on. They make reference of the massacre, they make reference of the Yellow Water and all of this. But then, mosque has also been bombarded with bombs in Kano, in Maiduguri, in Yobe State. So it is not about religious genocide, if we want to look at it, because I think the last time now, well, that depends on what some people look at as a religious genocide. But then, it calls for a calibration. Coming back to the comment of Mr. Peter Obi,
yes,
with a high caliber profile of Nigeria like him, for me, I won't really agree us to say the president is entirely incompetent. You know, we all have our own strength. We look at some of our policies and our leadership styles. So there will be some areas that we are doing well, and there will be some areas that person is not really doing well. And what this means is for him to get expatriates who could come and save all of this. Where you look at the area that you are not doing well, and you get somebody, a professional, who could give you a better advice for you to see how we can improve in that area to protect this life and property. It's a very deep concern for almost every Nigerian that this insecurity is
everywhere you go
keeps rising. But we also need to ask, why is insecurity rising? We are defeating terrorism in this area. Insecurity is burning out into kidnapping and other forms of area. Remember, natural resources too is also fueling insecurity in Nigeria. People are mining gold, mining other forms of mineral resources without no check. Now, the governors are being allocated more security votes, most especially the ones that their state is being ravaged with issues. Now they are getting more security votes, and this security vote is not accounted for. No check. You can just spend it and nobody is going to question you for it. So I think it is also high time that the leaders of Nigeria needs to sit up. You see, if we give chance for international interference, the impact is going to be devastating.
Yes, indeed. If you just joined us, it is the press as we take a look at Trump's intensified threats, consequence of incompetence credited to Peter Obi. We want you, once the phone lines are open, will be part of the conversation as it goes along. Now, you've heard what Ismaila said. We are focusing now on the deep issues, and we're taking our footing from the comment made by Peter Obi. He says that United States designation of Nigeria as country of particular concern can be traced as a consequence of incompetence by the present administration. Again, he was quick to say that of a truth, the insecurity in Nigeria did not start with his administration. It started way, way back. But he has accused this government, because this is the first time that the United States would actually go to the extent of saying, you know what, they are coming in here for whatever reason, to checkmate the situation on ground. Peter Obi has accused this present administration of not prudent use of resources, non-prudent use of resources, patriotism and passion, non-patriotism and passion on the part of this administration. He has also accused of them of absence of competence, as it were, which he has talked about. So let us take a look at holistically at this. Do you think that this present administration should be held responsible from 2023 up till now, going by the statistics given that between 2023 and now, we've lost like 10,000 souls as given by the Amnesty International.
10,000 souls, I think.
Over 10,000. Over 10,000.
Over 10,000.
Yes.
Good. You see, if you look at the government of the day, we have nobody to blame but the government. The first assignment of any constituted government authority is to protect life and property, your citizen. and the sovereignty of your nation. If you fail in protecting life and property, then automatically you are failing to secure the sovereignty of what? Of that nation. And it calls for international or foreign interference. It is what we are saying is we didn't start today. You see, Mr. President, sorry to say, knew quite right about this problem, challenges, before he became the president. He is in the front burner condemning the past government in one way or the other about insecurity, incompetency of government, nonchalant attitudes towards national issues that needed immediate attention, and lack of patriotism. From what? From all those in core government position. Let me tell you, I stand to be corrected. And I remain where I am, as a student of leadership. Let me say you please, and ask anybody that if this is what we call a nation, is Nigeria today really a nation? Is this what we call a country? Are we still really a country? We call ourselves a country? Now, in the last 3 years, tell me what is the progress we have made in securing life and property. I need deep analysis, technical analysis, security analysis. Where do we have it? Economic security. What has the economic sector, how far have we improved in the last 3 years? Come back with whatever policy this government have and make analysis for me. And let's look at social infrastructure. I want this government to come and tell me in the last 3 years we have constructed successfully, let alone 100 kilometers per year, 300 kilometer roads since the inception of the government. I stand to be corrected and I stand to be challenged, please. Not even the Minister of Works and Housing, not even the Minister of State for Work and Housing that can beat you. Look, in the last 3 years we have constructed 300 kilometers of road in Nigeria. Nothing. Then tell me, where is the political will to run this country successfully with patriotism, with passion, as a leader in the health affair that we have been saddled?
Do you think Nigeria is too big for one leader to? Do you think that we should take a look at? We should go back to the drawing board and take a look at how to regionalism. Should we go back to that time? Is Nigeria too big for just one person at the center?
Is Nigeria today bigger than Russia? Is Nigeria bigger than America? Is Nigeria bigger than Canada or Australia? What are we saying? Look, we don't have the passion, the real love for what? For our nation. What we are only after is what? Is our political will, desire to achieve what we want to achieve. We have forgotten about history. That history we taught for us, whoever we are and what we stand for. Please, ask Mr. President, with due respect, utmost respect, what did Mr. President stand for today as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Ismaila, I want you to react to what the doctor has said. I really want you to take a look at the absence of competence, absence of commitment, absence of patriotism and passion, the lack of passion for the nation, as accused by or alleged, I beg your pardon, by Peter Obi, as he alleges that this present administration, has, has failed the nation, as it were.
For me, I think it's more of patriotism, because most Nigerian leaders don't have that patriotism enough to govern this nation. Most of them are very selfish and greedy, and they look at what they stand to benefit rather than what the nation stands to benefit. Even the Mr. Peter Obi, to me, I don't see any difference, because they are all politicians. Because even while he was the governor of Anambra State, we still hear some quarters of people complaining bitterly about you did not properly govern Anambra State during his tenure, because there was still argument and all of that in that regard. But for me, I think we should focus more on national development, how we can build cohesion among Nigerians. We are heavily divided, and this is something that the international community have studied and they say that we are more divided during the religious line and ethnic line. So what our politicians use to win the election most of the time is either they use the religion to penetrate us or they use our ethnicity to penetrate us. Now, we shouldn't be beaten twice. It should be like once beaten, twice shy.
Or once beaten, twice wise.
Yes, twice wise. Yes, we should be wise enough. That is why for me, I'm still studying the whole situation, the American interference and all of it, because it's something that we need to study.
It's a case study.
Yes, because now our stock in Nigeria now is dropping. Our stock market has dropped, so now you can see the economic implication. Quite all right, the president may not have live up to the expectation that most Nigerians are expecting them things, the basic amenities that we need to have. But then there's a record, there's a process to all of this. All of this will not happen overnight, quite all right. But then when we look at the economy, now we are one step forward, two steps backward.
More than two.
More than two steps backward in a way. So that is why the question again is, if I believe in, personally, I believe in Donald Trump's style of leadership, looking at his antecedent. So somehow I'm like, okay, could it be that he will come to Nigeria because Nigeria need help? Quite all right. Will he truly, is the genuinity of what he said, is it truly going to come to Nigeria and do this very swift, sweet and fast and take off? Or is it going to come and remain permanent? This is something I'm also trying to look into and study. Is it really genuine?
Permanent, or is it genuine?
Or is it genuine?
Or is it smoke screen?
Is it, yeah. And again, our Nigerians, one thing that we need to stop is we shouldn't do things in secrecy. They should make things public. There are some people that are saying that even when people looted money, they will ask them, what did they loot or something? The government will they will withhold their name. Looking at the recent last coup, we don't even know who are those involved. Publish their name, publish their picture, let us know them.
No, please, you have to be careful on the show, because we've heard that there is no coup. That's what we heard. No coup. So if there was no coup, so what pictures and names are we going to publish?
Well, you're right. You're right.
No coup. So we have to take.
We should also see.
Well, let us open the phone lines right about now. We'll take a short break because the calls are coming in already. We'll take a short break to open the phone lines, and when we return, the conversation continues. Stay with us. Yes, welcome back. The conversation is still on, and you're watching The Press right here from our Abuja studio of KAFTAN Television. And our topic this morning is Trump's intensified threats, consequence of incompetence, says Obi. My guests are still here. The phone lines are open. Please call in and be part of the conversation. We've lost a couple of calls. Please call in. The gentleman who just called now, please call back again so we can continue. All right, we have a call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Captain.
Yes, George from Rivers. Good morning.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, from Cross River, yeah. All right, yeah, I want to chip in a little in what is going on there. While I greet your guest there, I want to say that we should not deny the fact that there is genocide in Nigeria. And this genocide primarily is targeted at Christians. When it first started in 2009, around that, Boko Haram, they were killing Christians. It was just primarily Christian churches, Christian communities they were targeted. They killed and were killing. They now expanded to killing Muslims, and these Muslims are those who do not even accept to join them. They are the ones they started killing before it now blooms to what is now like they are killing everybody. So let us establish that interest to come in and help. We should not politicize it. People are dying. Let us allow him to come and see if he will arrest it, because our Nigerian leaders have so much politicized this killing. Till tomorrow, they are not ready even to name the sponsors of this Boko Haram. They have accepted that they are sponsors. Even President Goodluck Jonathan, in his administration, he said they are Boko Haram people in my administration. When this administration came, they still accepted that there are people who are part of the sponsors of Boko Haram. Who are these people that they are still hiding? They will arrest people, the killers, they will say they are rehabilitating them and rehabilitate them and put them into Nigerian army. And tomorrow these same people will sabotage and still be killing people. So, some should come in and see how we can pick these people, pick the sponsors, kill them and see how Nigeria will have this. If it is in terms of our resources, what is the use of resources? People are dying. Because these resources are there, they are not making use of these resources to secure the lives and properties of people.
Okay, thank you, George. That is our first caller this morning. I advise that you call in and be part of the conversation. So as I go back to my guest, Salihu, you've heard what the caller has said. He went back in history talking about Boko Haram, that, you know, he believes that there's Christian genocide in the nation, and if the United States wants to come in, they should come in and help. What's the use of resources where people are dying? I want your reaction on this.
You see, the issue is that most of us are not children of history, or we are not students of history. Anywhere in this world, look at the history that America have gone with such an intention. Is there any swift, quick? They stay there, and whatever happened after their staying is a serious calamity to that nation. Look at Iraq. Look at Libya. Look at Yemen. What are we saying? Are we out of our senses? You understand what I'm saying?
We have another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel from Yobe State.
From Benue. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
From Yobe.
From Yobe State. Thank you so much this morning. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, my guest here. Good morning, everyone of them. I just want to say something concerning this problem. You see, the problem why America is coming, in fact, I'm supporting it. Because why I'm supporting it? Because we can see that people are just killing innocent souls. This Boko Haram issue. And the people are giving them amnesty and just supporting them. You can look at what happened about 2 days ago, 3 days ago, when the Boko Haram was telling soldiers to allow them to pass. But I'm not going to kill somebody, I'm going to somewhere. And they're going to where? Because they may shoot AK-47 and the rest of them. And another thing again, the government are just lacking that. When people are just come out, you just remove them from Boko Haram, you give them uniform, say that they already forgive. And they're still with the soldiers, give information from other people in the bush. How can that happen? You remove somebody from the place that's person that kills somebody, and you remove him from that place and give him ammunition, give him everything. And that person are calling his colleagues at bush. How can it stop? So it's better to America to come and stop this because people don't want to help us. People are dying, children are dying, people are being hunger. So it's too much. That's what I wanted to conclude.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let me just come to Ismaila. I want to ask, is it like the two callers, they've actually talked about amnesty for terrorists. Is it right that a nation should grant amnesty to terrorists, and now it is alleged that some of these terrorists who have been forgiven or pardoned are recruited into the forces, the military, the police, or whatever you? Is it right? Is it a path to go?
It is absolutely wrong to recruit an ex-terrorist into any government security agency.
What about amnesty for terrorists?
Then, you see, in terms of amnesty, you see, that is where the DSA, the NIA needs to dig down deep into how did these people recruited this person into their camps, because not all of them who are terrorists really wants to be a terrorist. Some of them are at the gun point. They have no choice. In such a situation, there will be a leniency for them. they can be given amnesty, just the way they gave amnesty to the Niger Delta militants.
Okay.
Yeah. So you look at what exactly is the problem. Are these very one genuinely? So they need to be screened. It's not all of them that really wants to be part of it, but some of them joined at gunpoint. They have.
But how do you know?
Then, that is where our security. We have
how
our.
How do you know
they will
was conscripted into
the Niger Delta militant agitation for what? For economic resources. The Boko Haram, what are they agitating for? Please.
You know, some of them, they enter into some of villages, take men, they just gather some group of young guys, and push them, and push them. Those are the people I am saying. I'm not talking about the hardened ones. That is why I say
the question I'm asking is how do you know who is happening and who is not?
It is the work of the security agent, not our own duties. They are the one to fish out, to profile these people. If they see that this person joined these guys willingly, those ones are different. The way they will handle them, it should be different from somebody who joined there at gunpoint, who is surviving for his life. He has no choice than he joined them in form of a self-defense.
What they are doing up to today is political brouhaha or political harakiri with the insecurity situation in Nigeria. Look, if Mr. President want to be prudent and want to take serious action, as far as I'm concerned, as a student of international, studies and leadership at this level, look, declare a state of emergency as far as Nigeria's insecurity is concerned. The issue of Christian being genocide with the Christians or the Muslims, it's not even the are they not Nigerians? Are the Christians not Nigerians? Are the Muslims not Nigerians? You have the right to freedom of movement, the freedom of association, the freedom of which family to join, what to join, to be a Muslim or to be a Christian. This is what our Constitution said. Where are we not being secular about it? You understand now? Let's come out of our shares and do ourselves. Look at ourselves. Look, if we want to say the truth, I blame our founding fathers. After the first civil war, after the Nigerian civil war, you should allow everybody should go to go. What has been brought together? Unity in zero? Unity in lack of understanding?
We're not included in the Constitution, but according to research, that matter actually came up at the drafting of the Constitution. In fact, even after we had our independence, or before independence, it did come up. The fact that a time will come where these people who were brought together will decide they want to go back to normalcy. What happens then? So it's not in the Constitution, so how do we go about it?
The problem here is that, look, we have all institutions. We have traditional institutions, we have political institutions, and we have our leaders at various levels. We have religious institutions, you understand now? So let's look at it. All the northern areas and the southern areas should come and let them speak with among themselves, have one voice. If you agree, call our politicians, discuss with them. We have governors, discuss with the people, we have senators.
But is that the solution? Would that be the solution? That's the question.
We're not talking about solution now. Just it's a response to what you have said. But in the real sense, if we want a solution to it, you understand now? Look, we have all the service chiefs are there. The IG, the NSA, the NIA, the DSS, Chief of Army, Chief of Defense, Chief of Civil, Chief of Staff, all the chiefs are there. The NSA are there. Look, if I am Mr. President, believe me honestly, I'm going to declare a state of emergency on Nigeria insecurity and tell the soldiers, instead of America coming to Nigeria, let us be ready to face the, what they call it, international, Human Rights International, you understand now, that is a right against humanity. Let's flush these guys away, whatever to take the country. If our next budget is going to be 15 trillion and we are spending 10 trillion, understand now, to have peace and secure the property of Nigeria, understand now, let people enjoy, let the poor breathe, let us breathe.
Now, that's the next question I was supposed to ask was, what do you expect, what should be the reaction of the Nigerian government towards this particular threat from the United States? And you've started by saying that the federal government should declare a state of emergency on insecurity and take action that goes beyond words.
That is it.
So that is what you've said, because we want to take a look at Nigeria waking up one morning and we see USA, USA badges. Now, I don't know if I should say this. When I was in school, years ago when I was in university, I had a scary dream. I'm telling you. And there was unrest in the nation. And at the Papa Wharf, I saw the American submarine at the Papa Wharf, and I saw American soldiers with their gun, with USA, and it was so scary. I woke up, and now that this reality, I'm talking about a million years ago. You want to know my age? If I tell you when I had this vision, as it were, then you understand. It's a serious matter, and we really need to talk about it now than later. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please, and where are you coming from?
Mr. Olusegun Paul. I'm calling from Kogi State.
Okay, Olusegun, please go ahead. Thanks for calling in this morning.
So my question is, what is wrong with this country? Daddy at home, I want to ask, what is wrong with this country? What is wrong with the government? There's nothing that we cannot tackle. An outsider is telling us they will do this, they will do that. What is wrong with Nigeria? Sir, something is wrong with this country. We should find solution to it. They should not spend their money on how to come back again 2027. The money they have spent so far to come back 2027 is enough, sir, to tackle insecurity.
Thank you so much.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Okay, so that's one of our callers this morning, and I want to ask, Doctor has started by saying that this present administration should declare a state of emergency. How do we tackle these threats as on ground to ensure it does not happen?
I think it's.
How do we nip it? How do we nip it? People,
for me, I agree if they declare a state of emergency on insecurity.
Okay.
I think that is one of the way to douse the tension, because there's already tension on the land, and people want action rather than just words. And so that we will be able to attract every necessary collaboration, every necessary support that we need to galvanize to fight this insecurity. And our political leaders need to come out outrightly with good intention, with clear mindset, to ensure that they nail this, to bring it down to zero level. Because the insecurity, if we allow it to escalate more than this, then everybody will be a victim.
Okay, we have another call. I don't know if we can take this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
This is Timothy calling from Benue State.
Okay, Timothy, good morning. How is Benue this morning?
Yeah, Benue is cool.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Just one of the techniques which you did say there is a need for state of emergency. Is it because the United States want to intervene into this matter that the announcement they should call for stop? No, it is still politics. The killing in this country is a genocidal to Christianity. No two ways about it. We talk about armed people who were granted from Boko Haram for some terrorists, and they were converted to the part of the Nigerian forces. These people are being used to continue with the agenda of the killing in the state. Because by that, at the point, they are legally being employed to kill. As a business person, so when they say, okay, more people, they do same with the places. For instance, in Benin State, you see soldiers killing people, and people will confirm that, yeah, these people are soldiers. So it is not an issue of dragging that, okay, Trump wants to come into John and it is not for now, he's coming for his own purpose.
Okay, the line is breaking. Thank you so much, Timothy, for, from Benue State for calling in. Because of time, let us just go straight on to the question. I'm still expecting you to, because Timothy says, it's all politics. There's no need for state of emergency. At the end of the day, politics will rob the whole situation to the ground. That what is on ground is there is Christian genocide, and if Trump wants to come, he should come.
Sorry, please. Let me come in here, please. We have to make it clear. This is Nigeria. Nigeria is for all of us. You matters to me as a core citizen. I matters to you. And the boundary road today is Nigeria constituency. You understand now? And I have the right to move freely to anywhere. It's not the issue of Christian or Muslim.
Yeah.
We move it out of it.
Okay.
If you say it's politics, I agree. International conspiracy is there. I've mentioned it. International conspiracy theory is there. You understand now? And the Benue State being concerned, I mentioned it here one day. Benue and Plateau are the food basket of this nation. The best fruit you get: Irish potatoes, strawberry, apple, whatever fruit you see that are food you can export, you get them from Makurdi. The first one bottled water we have is from Makurdi. It's all from Plateau. You understand now? The food basket nation is Benue State. So if they want to cripple the economy of the nation, the first thing is to look, you block their source of what? Of food. This is what? Benue Plateau. And this is what is happening. What are we saying? And the issue of killing genocide, is it when they started Boko Haram started in Borno State. Borno State is predominantly Muslims. Kaduna State, predominantly Muslims. What do you call it? Kaduna State, predominantly what? Muslims. If you talk about Katsina, the same things, Zamfara, the same things. You understand now? All the Northwest states that are being more consumed, let me tell you, if you take real statistic, today, over 15% of the population of that area have been taken away by bandit. What are you saying?
So I attended the conference and they were saying that one of the keynote speakers said that we need to protect our food sovereignty. That I think there's something like an international conspiracy that they want to take away our food sovereignty from us. So we will now have to rely, even the fertilizer that we import, that those fertilizers end up damaging our soil, that they are not really going to, after that first yield, the next one that you plant, it's nothing that will come out of it. So for what my other said now, I'm now trying to relate that, is it true that these guys are really trying to, who is actually involved, but all of this still boils down to our political elite. It still boils down to leadership. Are they going to genuinely take action?
What should leadership do right now?
Yeah.
With this face up, what should leadership do right now?
They need to take proactive measures.
What type of actions? What advice do you, because there was a meeting, the NSA met with service chiefs yesterday. So one can imagine what went on in that meeting.
Okay.
What advice do you have for the present administration right now with these threats going on?
The advice is still that they need to take action. I don't know. I am not a security agent because I've heard even from some of the soldiers who are at the battlefield that sometimes when attacks is happening, they want to go there, that they have a call from somebody somewhere who will say, no, don't go. So all of this still boils down to leadership, because it is not you and I that is at the war front. It is not you and I that is there to give them the command. So all of this still boils down to the leadership, those in control of the command. Let them deal with this situation decisively. I believe in the competence of our Nigerian soldiers, our security agents. They have the intelligence they have, even without the equipment and gadgets. If you want, how I got to know that Nigerian police are so extremely intelligent is that if something happened right here now, Nigerian police is not there, and they come, give them 24 hours. If there's a marching order from the IGP, give them 24 hours. They will trace down what happened here. Even you yourself, will be marveled. How did they get to this interview? How did they trace these people? These are the actions. So I really believe in the competence of our security agents. But what is missing is the political will to give the right command. How these resources go there, get these people, get them arrested or flush them out. That is what we are lacking.
Let me, as a security consultant, let me tell you, I said it earlier, you understand now? You've done the consequence, whatever Amnesty International we said. Declare a state of emergency, that's number one. Then you have a strategy you are going to use to fight these people. Over the years, we have Department of Research, statistics, you understand now, mobilization, signals, and intelligent gathering. What is the method? Is it guerrilla method they are using? Armed bandit? You understand now? So you use counter guerrilla method. There is what we call, we have 13 different strategies of war. Let the general publicity, they know what I'm saying today. Let them sit down. Out of the 13 strategies of war, which one have they used? Which one is not working? You don't need to look at the global face. Look at what is happening within your domain. Take a proactive measure within your domain. You understand now? I get what you want.
Let's take this last call. That's the last call before we sign out.
Hello?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from first?
I'm Mr. Thomas. I'm calling from Ondo State.
Mr. Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah. Somebody asked what is wrong with Nigeria. Many things wrong with Nigeria. The foundation of the country is built on the ashes. So we know the truth. We are not facing it. If a citizen of this country could say around 2009, then that will make the government ungovernable. And it happened. And people are just looking. What are we saying? Until we have to get to the root of all these things. Tell them, this is what we have done. I said it. If it happened to be a poor man that said it, then he would have been arrested. They said it, and throughout that period, the government became ungovernable. And by the time they were in the government, he said they would overcome it within 3 months. But they said that they discovered that they did not meet it as where they left it. So it has overcome them, overpowered them. So you see, your bad days to say, if you don't say the truth, we are just wasting our time. They say we together we are better off. Who told them? How many times has Togo invaded? Is Togo not a small country?
Okay, thank you so much.
We have the annihilation as a system of what? Annihilation, encircling, attrition. You understand now? What method? I just mentioned 3 out of it. And Sun Tzu said in one of his books, The Act of War, the best war you win is the war you win without going to war.
Okay, we don't have time. Like I love to do on the show, I would want us to end by speaking in our dialect to our people, especially with the situation on ground. I'm going to give you 1 minute each. Please go ahead in Hausa and talk to the people of Nigeria, your people who would understand your dialect on the situation, what you have to say as we round up. As we round off.
‘Yan arewa gaba ɗaya mu zauna lafiya, mu yi addu'an mu kasabu addu'a, mu yi ma juna afuwa, mu zauna mu rungumi kaddara abin da yake faruwa, mu sa ƙasar mu addu'a, kuma mu canja rayuwar mu gabaki ɗaya, mu cire kwaɗayin duniya da bin adamin da ba shi bane, mu koma harka da hanyar iyayenmu kakanninmu wanda suka tsaya kan gaskiya, suka yi gaskiya kuma duniya aka ji daɗi. Don Allah ni roƙon da nake kenan, abin da ya kamata a yi kowa ya sani, kowa ya san ya kamata a zauna lafiya a tashi lafiya.
Okay, for me, before I go to my dialect, I want to say that our institution needs to be strengthened. So we need to strengthen our policies so that it will deliver a good dividend for all Nigerians. Tó ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin ọmọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjìrè, mo kí yín lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí mo fẹ́ fi bẹ̀ yín wípé ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ran orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́. Tá bá gbọ́ nǹkan kan àbí tá a mọ̀ nǹkan kan níbi ìmọ̀ tá a lè lò fi ran àwọn agbófinró lọ́wọ́ láti fi dẹ́kun ìwà ìbàjẹ́ tí àwọn kan ń lù tí wọ́n fi ń ba orílẹ̀-èdè wa jẹ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ fún àwọn agbófinró kí wọ́n lè bá a ṣètò bí a ṣe mú Nàìjíríà dá. Tó ẹ ṣé o.
Thank you so much, Ashiru. Thank you. I want to appreciate my guests this morning for, for the analysis, and of course those who called in to be part of the conversation this morning. I appreciate you all. As I thank Ismaila Babatunde, who is a public affairs analyst. Thank you, Ismaila, and Dr. Suleiman Salihu, public affairs analyst. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time to be on the show. And for those of you who called in, I appreciate you. Also, don't forget to keep it a date right here tomorrow on The Press. And everyone behind the cameras who made it possible, I appreciate you. Abib, everyone. If I didn't mention your name, you know I appreciate you. Sam, I appreciate you for the show this morning. And of course, Nigerians, we pray for peace, we call for peace, and of course solutions to the situation on ground. We call on the federal government to do the needful to ensure that this country is kept intact. My name is Anire Binitie. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.